So I need to have surgery. Also, my hair is not behaving. I'm not really happy about either of those things.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Andrea, and in today's video, I'm sharing with you an upcoming surgery that I have and some things that I would like to have done before said surgery. I'll explain to you a little bit more about the surgery and the recovery it entails as I go through the video, but right now I want to jump into this long to-do list I have. The first thing that I have to do is contact my insurance company. I received this letter in the mail a few days ago indicating that some of the procedure codes that were sent in by the doctor's office aren't covered, and I'm concerned. So I'm going to call them and see if we can't clarify the situation. In the summer of 2023, I hurt my shoulder getting a heavy box off the shelf in the closet. I immediately felt pain in my shoulder, but thought it would go away within a few days. After a month of enduring pain of a level 4 out of 10 at rest and level 8 out of 10 with certain movements, I went to my doctor. She referred me to physical therapy, and after 3 months of physical therapy, I was no longer in pain at rest, and pain with movement went down to a 4 out of 10. Since pain is not normal, my physical therapist recommended I see an orthopedist who diagnosed me with a torn rotator cuff, which requires surgery. Thank you very much. Have a good day. It's complicated insurance information, so I'm going to try and explain it as best I can. The doctor's office submitted all the diagnosis and treatment codes to get pre-approved. Some of the codes that the doctor's office submitted didn't align with the diagnosis. The insurance company and the doctor's office are in continuous conversation with each other to get this matter resolved, which means nothing for me to do. The next thing I need to do is type up a list of all the things that I do around the house and for the family. After surgery, my arm will be in an immobilizer and sling 24/7 for up to 6 weeks. Full recovery takes anywhere from 8 months to a year, which means I won't have full normal use of my arm and shoulder during that time. To put it simply, everything I do post-surgery will be one-handed, and I don't know for how long. I wanted to get a rough draft of this list put together today so I could edit it over the next few days and share it with my family over the weekend. The purpose of the list is to identify the tasks that need to be assigned to someone else because I won't be able to do them after surgery, or to assign someone to help me with tasks I won't be able to complete on my own. I have trouble asking for help because I don't always know what to ask of others, nor do I clearly communicate my needs. Creating a list helps me identify my needs, and giving myself several days to edit the list ensures that I remember everything and clearly communicate my needs. In the past, I would share my needs verbally with others. The biggest shortcomings of verbal communication are my inability to remember everything I need to share and others' inability to memorize every word that comes out of my mouth. The written list alleviates the burden of remembering everything from both parties. The last thing I need to do while sitting here at a desk is to fill out this card for my best friend. Now, you might be wondering, what is the big pressing need for filling out this card before your surgery? I'm sending this card to my best friend from college. She's having a rough time at work, and I wanted to do something to let her know that I'm thinking of her. I thought about sending her some form of digital greeting, but opted to send her a handwritten card in the mail instead. I'm doing this before surgery because I forgot to tell you the best part. The shoulder that needs surgery is on the same side as my dominant hand. With my arm and by association, dominant hand being in a sling for an indefinite amount of time, I thought it was best to write the note now. So the card is all filled out. I'm just going to finish up the envelope part of it and put it in my purse so I can drop it off in the mailbox. So that's it for here with the desk work. Now let's move on to some of the other things. The next thing I want to deal with is this pile of shirts in the corner of my room. To be clear, I have eyeballs and I can see the mess surrounding the shirts, but I'm only dealing with the shirts today. These are Nathan's old t-shirts, and these have been sitting in my room for months. Normally, we like to cut up his old t-shirts into rags and keep them in the garage. After looking over the shirts, I realized that most of them were in good enough shape to donate, and there were only 2 with spots or stains on them that were never going to come out. Since we have plenty of rags already in the garage, I opted to cut up the 2 bad shirts and donate the rest. As you can see, this is not really a task one should attempt one-handed. Next up is the garage. I have no plans to clean the entire garage, even though it needs it. I need to reduce the number of items on this side of the garage so they fit easily in front of the shelves on this side of the garage when we need to make room for both cars to park in here. Since nothing can fit in front of the shelves with all the stuff on the floor, it looks like I have 2 areas to tidy, and I'm opting to start with this one. Every year we get hailstorms in our area that historically occur around 6 to 8 weeks after my surgery this year. Hailstorms mean we need to park both cars in the garage. We have agreed to leave a limited number of items on this side of the garage, so long as they can quickly and easily be moved in front of this shelving unit. Most of the items here simply need to get put away. There are items that need to go back in the house, so I'm collecting all of them and setting them by the door, and we'll take them in later when I'm done filming. I found a couple tools that were left out, so I took them over to the workbench to put them away. This box gave me a little bit of attitude, but in the end I showed him who's boss. The last item to put away was the orange bucket, and this side of the garage is done. Also, in watching this footage, I feel like I have a sassy walk. Do I have a sassy walk? As much as I wanted to work on the other side of the garage, I didn't think I had enough time to do my evening activities and clear out the garage. So I opted to stop here for the day.
2 days later.
Do you see that ladder? That ladder is the reason I did not work on the garage yesterday. At least that's what I'm telling everyone. Nathan got the ladder out yesterday to troubleshoot the garage door opener because it wasn't working properly. The technical explanation is the garage door opener is kaput. Now that we know this, I'm going to put the ladder away. Hey, look, Inspector Diochi came out here for about 3 minutes. This step stool belongs in the house. I know I will find other things that need to go in the house, so I will set everything by the door and take everything in at once. Next, I need to move the garbage cans out of the way. Do you hear that? That's weird. Normally these cans make a horrible sound when I move them, but I am not complaining. I like having a table to set things on that need to get out of the house, like returns or donations. I don't think I need 2 tables for this purpose, so I'm putting away the larger table, which I'm currently clearing off, and keeping the smaller table out. Most of the items on this table are things that need to get returned, so I'm setting them aside to the left-hand side of the screen, and I will put them in the car when I'm done recording. The last thing on the table is a box of donations. Since it's full, I'm taping it up, setting it aside for now. The boxes are a good size for gathering items to donate, so I will find room for them on the storage shelves. Now that the table is empty, I'm going to fold it up and put it away where it belongs. I just wanted to take a minute and say that there is a lot of uncertainty after surgery. Things like pain level, the sling needing to be worn for an unknown amount of time, and not being able to drive for at least 2 weeks, just to name a few. I am not comfortable with all the uncertainty, and my way of coping is completing as many tasks as I can while I can to make life after surgery as smooth as possible. The second table is holding items that need to go inside the house, so I'm gathering them up and setting them by the door. This box is full of my daughter's art supplies, so I want to put them in the house, and you can see I'm just moving them a little closer to the door. These 2 boxes I originally saved because I thought they would be good for collecting donation items, but they're a little small, so I'm going to recycle them. Since this section of floor had not seen the light of day in who knows how long, I decided to give it a little sweep. Here is what this side of the garage will look like when we need to park one of the cars. The 3 items against the wall are almost entirely flush and do not obstruct the garage door opening, so they can stay right where they are. This is what the other side of the garage looks like when we need to park both cars in it. As you can see, the garbage cans and table fit nicely in front of the storage shelves. Here is what both sides of the garage look like normally when we don't have to park both cars inside. The next thing I need to do is take care of laundry. This is something I typically do on Friday. I thought about pushing this out a little closer to surgery date to really maximize how much clean stuff we're going to have for the longest amount of time. But I like to have the machines available to my teenage daughters for the weekend so they can get their laundry taken care of. And I have left Monday and Tuesday of next week open so I can run errands. With that, I'm just going to do the laundry today. Got the laundry going, going to take care of itself for a little while. In the meantime, I wanted to share with you some things that I purchased that I thought would be helpful after my surgery. When I started to think about how things are going to be different after my surgery, one thing that came to mind was my water intake. I probably drink close to 100 ounces of water a day. I use this thing and it holds about 32 ounces. So if you're doing some math, roughly I have to fill this up 3 times a day. One thing I will tell you, actually 2 things I'm going to tell you. I don't know why, but I feel obligated to tell you that this is not the name brand cup. This is a Temu knockoff. They suckered me in. What can I say? Second is that this lid for both the name brand and the knockoff are almost impossible to get off with both hands. So in no way that's going to happen if I've only got one hand available to take the lid off. So what am I going to do about this? Some could say, Andrea, just use a regular cup. I don't know who those people are, but they clearly don't know me. I have very specific needs when it comes to my sippy cup. I prefer some sort of straw to allow me to quickly slurp down the water. I also need a lid. I don't want any of that to be leaking out as I'm walking across the house, primarily because I put water enhancer or flavor enhancer in my water. It makes the water taste good, but there's colorant in it and it will stain my stuff. I don't want that. The other thing is I don't want to be spilling water on my hard surface floors after my surgery because that's going to create a bit of a slip hazard. Now, isn't it? So what am I going to do? I picked this up off of Amazon. This is a 2.2 liter capacity water bottle. First, we've got the high capacity, so that's a good thing. It has one of those little spouts that you can sip on it just like you would a straw. My thought process was I'm going to have one of my kiddos help me first thing in the morning to get the lid off, get the water and the flavor enhancer in it. That will hopefully get me through until the kids start coming home from school and then they can help with the refilling. Another thing that I think is really great, there's this type of strap here that allows me to throw this over my shoulder and be hand-free. I said what I said. Another thought that occurred to me is something as simple as putting on my shoes every day. I am someone who wears athletic shoes typically all day, every day, from the time I get up and get dressed to the time I get ready to go to bed. I could always ask Nathan or one of the kids to tie my shoes for me, but I also wanted to have shoes that I could put on by myself in case they were around. I'm a bit of a control freak, so I just like knowing that I have workarounds for anything that will require extra people. I decided to try some different shoelaces. I got 2 pairs of these. The way that these work is first, you need to remove the old shoelaces. Next, thread the new shoelace through the shoe as desired. So far, this is sounding like normal shoelaces. The biggest difference is that these shoelaces are thinner and they are all elastic. Next, I'm putting the shoes on to ensure that the elastic laces are at the right tension. Now that I know the laces are at the right tension, I can thread them through this adjustable toggle. This toggle will help to tighten or loosen the laces. However, once I'm doing things one-handed, I will not be able to adjust my shoes by myself. My hope is that I can get the shoes tight enough to stay on my feet when I'm walking, but loose enough so that I can get them on and off by myself and won't need any assistance adjusting them. With the toggle in place, I'm going to cut the excess off the ends of the laces. The final step is to clip the end cap in place. The end cap ensures that the toggle doesn't slide off the end of your laces, and since the laces are now cut, it keeps the ends from fraying and looking terrible. You're supposed to simply click the end cap in place with your fingers, but I could not do that. I ended up getting help from Nathan off camera and he couldn't do it either, so he had to break out some tools. Thankfully, the end cap did stay in place. Another thing I thought would be helpful after my surgery was elastic waisted pants because, well, have you seen the water bottle? Do I really need to put this all together for you? I do have several pairs of elastic waisted pants. I wanted to purchase a couple more pairs. I technically bought 4 pairs of pants off of Amazon, but I inadvertently ordered 2 of the same pairs. I'm just magical that way. So I'm going to try on 3 pairs of pants and we're going to see if any of these work. I thought the fabric would be more of a cotton poly knit material. They are spandex, much like athletic leggings are. It's not a deal breaker. It's just not what I expected. I think they'll get the job done, and I'm going to try on pair number 2. These are olive green, cargo style. They're not really the cutest or most flattering on, but they are super cozy and comfortable. Pair number 3, I think, are absolute garbage. They are way too long. They are 1000% polyester. It doesn't feel smooth. It doesn't feel comfortable. They're always going to be wrinkled. I just don't see anything redeeming about these. So I'm going to return these, and I'm going to return the second pair of black ones. I don't love them enough to keep both pairs. That's it for now, and I will see you in the next segment. Today is Tuesday, so that means tomorrow is my surgery. I wanted to fill you in as to what's been going on the last few days. First thing I need to tell you is that for the last 2 days, I have not been using my ADHD meds per doctor's orders. Apparently that it can interfere with the anesthesia. I thought that was kind of important, but I gotta tell you, holy crap, I am not so great without my meds. I have been, I don't like this, but it is what it is. The experience of being off my meds is making me maybe more compassionate or understanding to other people who are sometimes going through something. I think I'm normally someone that tends to be a little judgmental when I hear people say like, oh, I'm so tired, I was too tired to do this, or I was sore, I didn't feel good that day. Having the full gamut of all of these things over the last 4 days opened my eyes and how it's important for me to stop being so judgmental and be more empathetic and understanding. Okay. Got deep there for a second. Let's shift back over here to the things that I've done so far. On Friday, I tried on 3 pairs of pants, and I was thinking of keeping 2 of the pairs, but then after thinking about it Friday evening, they weren't the pants I wanted. I started to think about pants that I have in my closet that I like. 1 pair was from Target, and Target is always a hit or miss when it comes to finding something you like and going back and expecting it to be there. The second pair was from Amazon, and it came in several colors. So I ended up buying a black pair, a brown pair, and a navy pair because I tend to wear jeans most days, and I thought that that could be a good alternative to all the jeans I wear and doesn't come with any buttons or zippers. The rest of Friday was spent doing a bunch of mundane routine things like laundry and figuring out dinner and cleaning the kitchen. Super, super fun stuff like that. Even DOG has something to say about it. I'll wait. He's in the room now. He's probably going to be noisy. Hi. Hey, come on, up here, up here. Yeah, there's his little beak. There we go. There we go. This goofy dog, he always wants to be right where I am. Also, one leg was really sore. I think I might have pulled a muscle or something. This started Wednesday when I was in the garage. I pushed a heavy box with my foot, and I think that was a little too much. Apparently, I cannot be taught when it comes to moving heavy boxes. All day Saturday, my leg was just really sore. Saturday, I tried to get some stuff done. I did get my list done where I explained to my family what I do. I also worked a little bit on some editing on Saturday. A little bit got done, just not as much as I had hoped. On Sunday, I worked a little bit on the edit that I was working on Saturday. So I did a little computer stuff that's part of my normal routine that I'd forgotten to do on Friday because I was on camera most of the day. Things like email, looking over the calendar, talking to kids about classes and grades. I also did other routines to get ready for the week, meal planning, making the grocery list. Then I ordered the groceries. Then we come to Monday, yesterday, where again, I was not on my meds. So I was really fighting that. I picked up the groceries, got everything unpacked, put away, washed all the produce, got it cut and put away. I picked up Nathan's dry cleaning. I finally got all the laundry put away. I had finished all of the laundry on Friday. It was a small basket of stuff that needed to be folded and put away. So I finally got that taken care of. There were some birthday gifts I'd ordered for my daughters, and one of their birthdays is 5 days after my surgery, so I couldn't remember entirely what I had ordered, so I wanted to look at things and just make sure that I'd gotten the correct sizes of stuff that they wanted. I spent a decent amount of the day just putting stuff away, things that had been delivered to the house but had just been sitting by the door. So a lot of things that'll help throughout the week. Did that stuff need to be done? No, but it puts me at peace knowing that I'm getting the house as tidy as I possibly can. Honestly, everything I did yesterday afternoon was just like a whole lot of stop and start. It was a lot to keep myself moving and do things. Eventually, it started approaching the time when kids start coming home from school. So my attention then turns to mom duty, where I have to take care of dinner, homework, chores, and get people to activities. I made dinner, I ate dinner, and then I fell asleep for about an hour on the couch. Thankfully, Nathan was home and got my son off to his activities in the evening because I certainly was no help with that. After that, I gave Nathan a haircut. I have absolutely no formal training in cutting hair, but I have been Nathan's hairstylist for the last 15 years. And this is always a job that I will need to do with both hands. If you notice, I got a Band-Aid here, and that's because I accidentally cut myself while cutting his hair. Because why not? I cut myself with the scissors. Let's just not ask. I colored my hair last night. My color order showed up last week, so I wanted to make sure that I got that on my hair while I could. Tuesday, today is when I handled all my returns. I stopped and got gas. We're planning on taking my car tomorrow to the hospital, so wanted to make sure that was ready. I stopped by the eyeglass place. I got these glasses about a month ago, and it felt like the arms of my glasses were trying to cut my ears off. So I needed to have those adjusted. I went to CVS because the kids and I had prescriptions ready to pick up. There were a few other items that I needed to get, one of which was this special cleanser that I'm supposed to shower with prior to my surgery. So I definitely needed to get that today. Got my nails done. Probably can't even tell that I have anything on there, but that's exactly what I wanted. I purposely chose a very light color so that as it grows out, it won't be so obvious that I need to get them done. I also had them trimmed down and cut. I'm trying to buy myself as much time as possible because I don't know when I'm going to have the ability to hold my hand out like this and have them redo the nails. When I got home, I got a call from the hospital saying that there was a change in the schedule. So the good news is they can get me in earlier. The bad news is it's like it kind of messes with the morning I had planned, which was to get the kids ready for school as normal and drop them off, and then we'd go straight over to the hospital. Now, Nathan's gonna get back home, get everybody ready for school, get everybody dropped off, and then come to the hospital. I talked to my mom, which is something I do every Tuesday anyway, but of course it was important that I talk to her this Tuesday. There's a few things that I would have liked to have had completely done or had more progress on prior to this, but none of it's absolutely necessary for my surgery tomorrow. I wanted to be a little further along on one of my video edits. There's all the stuff that I brought in from the garage on Friday. I'm not going to be able to have everything completely perfectly put away, but I'm going to make it good enough for now. Arguably, a lot of the stuff that I was working on the last week wasn't really necessary. Some of it was for peace of mind because I don't know when I'm going to be able to get to these things after this surgery. So I know this video was a little bit different than my normal. I would love to know your thoughts on that. Let me know in the comment section. That's what it's there for. I would like to put together an update just to let you guys know what's going on. So if that sounds like something you're interested in and you don't want to miss it, well, do some stuff and then you'll be notified when I upload new content. That is all that I have for you today. I thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.